It is officially 2021. I know in my last video I was just like celebrating that 2020 was almost over, and now it actually is, and it's a whole brand new year. But what does that mean exactly? Like, does anything actually change just because it's a new year? Everyone's making such a big deal about it. Nothing's actually changed. Like, if you think about it, the important thing about a new year is just remember to date your checks correctly. But I know you're gonna say, well, no, there's New Year's resolutions. Let us unpack that for a second. So, New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna tell you why I never make a New Year's resolution to get better at art. For today's background action, I'm going to be showing you guys the drawing process of this perfect blue piece that I did for Drawsumber. So I'll put that on the big screen and I'll just come down here in the corner. Enjoy it while I say a quick, dark, dirty truth. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions, and there's no problem with that. I have no problem with that. Setting goals and striving towards them is so important. It's so dang important. The thing is, they can also be dangerous or counterproductive. So a lot of times people will make a big, lofty New Year's resolution, like lose 40 pounds before June or something like that. But then you don't make it, and then you fizzle out, and then you just give up, and then you're like, oh, it's fine, I give it my best shot, I'll try again next year. It's that try again next year thing that I really don't approve of. For me, personally, no judgment cast on you. There is a reason why gyms are so freaking crazy after the new year. It's because so many people are putting out goals to lose weight. So it's really busy, like the 1st of January, 2nd, 3rd of January, but then it slowly gets less and less busy, and eventually after like the 3rd week of January, it's pretty much back to normal because people have fizzled out and given up. I mean, there's always next year, right? But think about it. How many years do you really have? I don't mean to instill this existential dread or anything, but the average life expectancy is about 80 years or so, give or take. So if there was something that you really wanted to like own and get better at and do amazing at, and you worked on it every New Year's for your resolution, that would mean that supposing you were like 15 when you started that tradition for the resolution, and you were 80 when you died, then that would be 65 attempts to be the best you could be. 65 New Year's resolutions. 65 attempted New Year's goals. That's nothing. That's nothing. If I tried something 65 times and then I died, that would be so disappointing and sad. Because if a New Year's resolution is something that you only do every New Year, and then if you fail at it and you wait until next New Year to do it again, you're only giving it your best try 65 times. So as an artist, speaking to any other artist who wants to improve their skill, or maybe someone who wants to lose some weight, maybe get stronger, buffer, maybe even want to write a book, whatever challenge it is that you've set yourself, whatever it is that you're doing for your New Year's resolution, the challenge isn't to make it or break it. The challenge is to do it every single day, to show up, get it done. If you failed one day, then you pick it up and you do it again the next day. You don't give up after failure. By the way, I'm using the word failure very loosely because I don't think it is possible to fail at getting better at art. I think everything you do works up to that, and it's just like weight loss. I don't think you fail just because you ate a cheese pizza. You're allowed to eat that cheese pizza. Just don't eat cheese pizza every day. Unless you've calculated it with your calories, fat, carb, and protein intake. Even if you fail and it's not a good day, do it the next day anyway. And show up the next day and do it again and again and again. The challenge is to keep going. Not wait until the next New Year's. And yes, I know that I sound like a cheesy sports or motivational commercial or something like that, but it is true. And I feel like it's important to say this sort of thing at this time of year when there are a lot of people making New Year's resolutions and then beating themselves up about it, being too hard on themselves, and giving up or waiting until next year. Motivation is something people are driven by, and especially come New Year when they make those New Year's resolutions and they have this spurt of motivation because they were motivated to be a better them than they were last year, and plus everyone else is doing it. It's like a global community thing. Set your New Year's resolutions, woohoo! When your peers are doing it, when your friends are doing it, it kind of like makes you want to do it too. But motivation is not a word I particularly enjoy because motivation means that you do something when you feel like doing something. And it is terrible fuel for achieving goals that require consistency. It is a great accelerant, don't get me wrong. It is amazing for lighting that fire. But it's persistence and dedication and working hard towards that goal every single day that will actually get you there, not motivation. If you don't want to do art one day, if you don't want to go to the gym one day, that's lack of motivation. No one except you can make change happen, and motivation is not going to work all the time. No one except you yourself can make things happen. You can't get better at art if someone tells you to. You have to do it yourself. And instead of relying on motivation, rely on yourself, your dedication, your own fortitude. But what if motivation isn't your problem? What if you are dedicated and you are persistent and you do things even though you don't necessarily feel like doing them? I still don't set get better at art as my New Year's resolution, even if I don't have a problem with motivation and even if I am dedicated to work on something every single day. And the reason for that is simple. I am so close to my progress and myself and this vision I see of what I do. I see things in such a minute, nearsighted blindness that I honestly wouldn't be able to tell if I actually improved or not. Because the process of improvement is so gradual that you don't really notice it. And plus, I mean, we're always so hard on ourselves. It's so easy to see improvement in other people, but to see improvement in ourselves is something else entirely. So if I did practice every single day and my New Year's resolution was to be a better artist, I would just assume failure because I personally did not see any improvement. And it is so easy to just give up because you don't know how far you've come. And you can be hard on yourself. So no. I know a lot of people are setting New Year's resolutions, and if you are too, that's cool, and I hope that it's something positive. But me personally, I do not set New Year's resolutions. And I don't encourage people to set resolutions like I'll be a better artist by 2022. I hope you will because I hope you're practicing every day. But don't wait till New Year's to make this a thing. If it's the middle of June and you're seeing this video, don't wait until New Year's to make a goal for yourself. Just start, immediately. New Year's resolution is just an excuse to wait until New Year's. So, rather than setting goals every new year, which if you live till 80 and you started at 15 would mean 65 times you've attempted to do something, like learn French, I advise you to not rely on a New Year's resolution. Instead, make it a daily promise to yourself. Promise yourself every day, no matter if it's the middle of June, the end of October, the beginning of January, every single day, promise yourself you will work on that thing. And instead of 65 attempts in a lifetime, it's actually over 23,000 attempts in a lifetime. And I never keep track. I always just do my best, and I know you guys do your best as well. But I will strive to keep bettering myself every single day, whether that's art, fitness, my personality. And I'm not going to rely on a New Year's resolution to do that. So keep it up. Thank you for listening to my little rant, and I hope you enjoyed watching the process of this Perfect Blue piece. Perfect Blue is a classic anime by Satoshi Kon. If you haven't already seen it, it's kind of legendary and I highly recommend it. Please check me out on my socials. I am on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and I'm also on Pinterest now. I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas, a fabulous New Year, and I hope you find something that you feel is worth striving for every day. And I don't mean that to sound cheesy, I actually mean it. Have a great week, you guys, and enjoy the brand new year.